morning.
You look stunning.
Thank you. Good?
You ready for victory?
We're going to beat her today. Feel sure of it.
You sound sure.
Well, I trust you. You promised me peace. I believe you.
Do anything to protect you and Timothy.
That's why I know we're going to win.
It's a shame Travis can't make this injunction hearing.
Oh, I'm relieved. I mean, not that I don't wish that all this ugly takeover business hadn't even started, but at least he'll be spared.
You know, I've noticed he's looking so exhausted lately.
Oh, yes. Well, the poor man, I mean, he's just working himself like a demon. Oh, I can't wait to see Palmer Cortland's face when we win. And Natalie's, of course. Well, she can play the poor victim all she likes. She can't stop me. So, how do I look?
You look like $1,000,000.
Great. So, if your legal expertise doesn't win this case for us, my dress certainly will. I've never met a judge who can resist me.
Oh, Sky.
Hi, Uncle Stuart.
Oh gosh.
Hi, Cindy.
Can I hug you?
Yes. We're so happy that you're all right. And I'm so happy to see you both. I heard you got married. Congratulations.
Yeah. We just kept thinking positive thoughts. And it worked.
I know you know what I did.
We forgive you.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay. It was a pretty terrible thing what I did, and, well, you've always been so understanding and willing to forgive all the terrible things that I've done. I guess that's part of why I love you so much. But this time what I did was to Cindy, and I would like to speak to her alone for a while if I could.
Well, you don't have to be embarrassed in front of me.
Please.
Okay, sure. I'll be outside.
Ashamed. I let fear and prejudice take over my life.
It's all right. It's really all right now.
I don't even remember exactly what happened in the Hubbards' house.
I'd taken a sleeping pill, and I was really groggy. If you hadn't dragged me out, I wouldn't even be alive now.
I was just so out of my mind with worry about Uncle Stuart. Everybody tried to talk to me about it. My father, Angie, but I was still hysterical. I hurt them. Maybe I knew they were right, but I was still so afraid. I've had a lot of time to think about this.
Yesterday?
Well, it seemed like quite a long time. Everybody's been making me rest so much.
Well, you shouldn't think about it anyway. Not at all. You should think about all the wonderful things you want to do with your life. I understood how you felt. I really did. When you love someone the way that I think you love Stuart, well, it's easy to be afraid for them. I was afraid for him. But then I found out about this disease, and when you were asleep, I made you a promise. I promised you I would never hurt him.
I was so wrong about you, Cindy. So unfair. Can you ever forgive me?
Oh, I already have. Would that be all right?
I was going to tell Hillary about Aunt Phoebe and Uncle Langley, but I just didn't have the heart.
So what happened?
Well, I said everything was fine between them, but it's not, and it's my fault.
Well, what's
The police came over and asked me questions about the night Jesse was shot. Aunt Phoebe overheard Chief Saunders talking about my date.
Aha, the mystery man.
Yes, now she knows, and she just went into orbit. He's not good enough for me. I could date him over her dead body, blah, blah, blah. I'm used to it, but Uncle Langley had a fit.
Well, sure, because she's meddling again. So who is the man?
Well, Uncle Langley threatened to move out, and, you know, after all the trouble that we went through to get them reconciled.
You know what? Her problem is that she has too much time. She has so much time on her hands that she is always interfering with other people's business. You know what she needs? She needs a small child to take care of. Or a job. A job.
A job? Aunt Phoebe? Work? Please, Brooke, get real. And where is she going to get a small child? Kidnap it? Unless, of course, you're willing to donate Laura.
Oh, don't tempt me. Really, her imagination has been driving me crazy lately. No, now listen. We can't let them split up again. I mean, let's put on our thinking caps.
No, wait a minute. Every time that we put on our thinking caps, I get into hot water.
Sacrifice builds character, Cecily.
Oh.
No, you know what? We have to keep that old warhorse so busy that she doesn't have time to interfere in other people's business.
Where are they? Oh, we still have a few minutes.
Well, I'm sure Eric is planning an entrance.
I have to call the office. Will you be all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Look after her, will you?
Indeed, I will. Oh, there you are.
We were beginning to worry.
Oh, how sweet.
Jack?
Palmer?
Actually, I have been worrying about you. I hope when all this is over, we're still friends.
Oh, yes, Palmer. Of course we'll be friends. You're going to need friends very soon, Palmer, I'm afraid.
Where's Travis?
I'm afraid he couldn't make it.
Yes, unlike your wife, I am more than capable of standing on my own. Especially when I know that I'm right.
We'll see. Excuse me.
Of course.
Good morning, Natalie. It's a lovely day, isn't it? Perfect day for the triumph of justice.
Oh, I hope so.
I owe you so much. I just had to come over and say thank you. Really, everything you do is such wonderful publicity for my movie. And I want you to know something. When the Natalie Hunter story wins the Academy Award, you will be the first person I will thank.
You're too kind.
Oh, I know. Yes, it's my fatal flaw. So nice to see you, Walter.
Erica, I like a positive attitude, but I want you to remember something. Walter Hines is a very good lawyer, and if you read that brief I gave you last night, you know they have a pretty decent case.
This hearing is now in session. Judge L.D. Cranshaw presiding. All rise.
You didn't tell me he was a she.
Be seated.
Good morning. This court is prepared to rule on an injunction motion filed by Natalie Hunter against Erica Kane. Ms. Hunter wishes to stop production of a film entitled The Natalie Hunter Story. The plaintiff may proceed.
Joe's running some more tests, but he thinks the pain's going to go away all by itself.
She's going to be fine. She's going to be right back to normal. Is this everything?
Yeah, I got from Janet at Temple. She says the barber's coming over with the cover mock-up. How long are you going to be working at home?
I think I'm going to stick around for a few days, so I want to be near my daughter. Cindy and Stuart are up there with her now. Have you seen the gatehouse?
Yeah, it's great.
We're really a family again now. Now the sky's awake and you're here.
Yeah.
How about you? How are you settling in now that you're home?
I'm fine. Except for the fact that I'm keeping you and Brooke up half the night pacing the floors. I'm okay.
You should have taken that vacation.
No, I think it's better I work.
I see you rescheduled the board meeting.
Yeah, Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
Where are the market figures?
What?
They were faxed over from the brokers. The attempted takeover of Montgomery Enterprises.
Oh, I forgot.
What about the spreadsheet for last month's inventories?
Well, it's in there, Adam. It's in there.
I thought you wrote down what I needed.
Well, I mean, I thought I put everything in that folder. I didn't check the list.
No, it's okay. No big thing. I'll have the office send it over.
I don't understand this. I can't even do a messenger's job.
Ross, you're not a messenger. Everything's going fine. Come on, hey, relax. I didn't hear you at all last night. You're sleeping better, right? It's just going to take time.
No, I wasn't sleeping better. I was just sitting in the chair. Then I fell asleep. I need to figure it out.
You need to figure what out? You've been through hell. You got to be patient. At least you're out on parole.
You don't understand, Adam.
Ross, things are working. Relax. Where are you going? Ross, don't just walk out on me.
Oh, you're up. Getting kind of a late start. Come on in. Thanks. Want some coffee? Is it decaf?
No.
All right. How's Sky? They're still testing. She has a lot of pain when she tries to walk, but other than that, she seems to be okay. Good, good. When's she coming home? I don't exactly know. Adam wants to keep her there as long as there's a problem. Thanks. How do you feel about that? I'm grateful to have her back. Oh, good. You shouldn't have a care in the world. It's a little complicated. Want to tell me about it? Yeah, maybe. Something happened when Sky was away. She was in a coma for what? 3 months? It's over. How's Julie? Fine. She and Charlie moved up the wedding next month. Ellen must be happy.
Ellen's delirious about it. It's a little touch and go there while I was scoring the film, but it's better now. It worked out.
Any regrets?
No, it was the best thing I ever did. Made all the difference in the world with Julie.
It's a big decision. It was your shot at the big time.
Listen, I've blown shots at the big time before, especially when I was on drugs, living on the street, going from one day to the next. No. Now I've got my family together. All I need is a little worldly success.
The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Be seated.
Please tell the court, in your own words, exactly why you want an injunction against the Natalie Hunter story.
Because Erica Kane has taken my life and she has painted me as a woman with no morals, no scruples, nothing but a selfish desire to use people to my own ends. And she has given no thought to my feelings or those of my son, who have suffered greatly enough with this ugly publicity. I am asking the court to preserve my right to privacy.
Mr. Hines, if you don't mind, I have a few questions. Mr. Hines, you've accused Erica Kane of waging a personal vendetta against your client. Could you elaborate, please, on that charge?
As we documented in our brief, the defendant has repeatedly sworn revenge against my client for slights real and imagined over the duration of several years. In the subpoenaed script, there are scenes that never happened, that Miss Kane and the writers she commissioned could not possibly have any knowledge of, and scenes that have been significantly distorted from events that did take place. Miss Hunter is presented as having provoked the rape, when in fact, the man she charged with the rape confessed of it in court. This movie is nothing but a thinly disguised effort to further smear Miss Hunter's reputation and character.
Every scene has been based on fact.
Erica, you'll get your chance.
Miss Hunter, you're aware that according to the First Amendment to the Constitution, as interpreted by the United States Supreme Court, a public person has limited rights to privacy.
Yes, Your Honor.
A public person is defined as someone who actively seeks out fame.
Your Honor, I was the victim of a violent crime. And when I took the man who raped me to court, I was asking for justice, not publicity, not celebrity. That notoriety was just part of the price I paid.
But you did sell an interview to Trend magazine and allowed them to photograph both you and your son.
I was speaking out against rape, Your Honor, not seeking fame. And the woman, the reporter that I did the interview with, is a woman I trust, Brooke English, who has been a rape victim herself. She convinced me that to speak openly about acquaintance rape could help other women. The motive was education, not publicity. Have you read the article, Your Honor?
Yes, it was submitted by both sides in evidence. But you did receive money for the article.
It did not occur to me at the time that I was being paid to tell my story. And as a matter of fact, I refused many times until Miss English finally convinced me. The money did come with agreeing to do the interview, yes, but it was not a consideration.
My final question regards the screenplay. One scene in particular takes place on an elevator shaft. In this scene, you force Miss Kane onto an elevator at gunpoint and attempt to kill her. According to the affidavit filed by your attorneys, this scene is libelous. However, the wording of the statement is confused. Did you or did you not try to kill the defendant?
I did not.
Liar! You liar! You pointed a gun at me. You did try to kill me, and you know it. You tried to kill me just like you killed my sister.
Order, Miss Kane, take your seat.
Of course, Your Honor. I'm sorry, but the woman is lying. She did try to kill me, and I want you to know the truth.
We apologize, Your Honor.
Mrs. Cortlandt, did you threaten Miss Kane with a gun?
It wasn't loaded. I have never, I hate guns. I've never...
Mrs. Cortlandt? Mrs. Cortlandt?
I was trying to frighten her, but I couldn't have killed her. There were no bullets in the gun.
Hi.
Where have you been? I thought you were going to be here earlier. Sit down. I missed you last night.
Well, Mark stopped by. We had some breakfast.
Did you miss me?
I want to bring you home, Sky. I want to take care of you.
Hold me. I need you. Let's tell Daddy that I'm sick of being cooped up here.
Well, we have to wait for the doctor's okay.
I know. But once I'm home in our own house, everything will be fine. And we can start all over again, and I can prove to you how much I love you. All I want is another chance.
Sweetheart.
Hi, Daddy. I made your favorite cookies.
All by yourself?
The cook helped me. Sky ate a whole plate full last week.
Oh, look at them. Is that magic dust?
Honey, last week Sky was in a coma.
Oh, she means before the accident. When you're little, you have a strange sense of time.
Oh, thank you.
They look good.
Kiss her again, Daddy. Just like when you woke her up.
Oh, you romantic, you.
Go ahead.
I don't understand any of this. I don't know what it's all about. I really don't. Adam sends me on a simple little job, and what do? I forget. I messed it up. Why? Why does everything go wrong? He wants me to get something, I forget. I can't seem to do anything right. He's losing his patience with me. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I walk out without even telling him where I'm going. I can't talk to him. I can't talk to anybody. Things should be going great now, shouldn't they? I'm out of jail. I'm on parole. Sky's out of a coma.
Well, that is great.
It isn't great because you know why? She's in that coma because of me. Because I let a righteous swope. And then there's Dennis, whatever his name is. He gets involved with the arson. They're all...
Whoa, whoa, Ross, you're too quick to jump into this blame.
I am to blame.
Why?
Because I do things. I do stupid things, dumb things, things I don't think about.
What things?
Impulsive things. Crazy! I get involved with my father's wife. Why? How stupid can you become? And the rape, that's what this is all about. Sky's accident. Nina's in danger. The bomb at the wedding. Julie's time in New York. How is anybody ever going to...
Ross, all you're telling me are results of actions. Actions we already know about. What we need to know about are the things that preceded those actions. What happened that made you act out like this?
I can't remember.
All right. Then we go back to when you were 9 years of age. Homer left your mother when he found out you were her illegitimate son. And as a result of that, she killed herself. Now maybe your Uncle Stuart, to avenge her...
It had nothing to do with avenge. There was no avenge. The fight. Something, I don't know what happened. He exploded. He never exploded like that before. No one expected that. Henry Swope, he was there. He has something to do with this. I'm going to find that out.
He was where?
I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me the same questions. I don't know. I'm getting out of here.
Ross.
Don't, Ross. I'm going to find out what this is all about.
Miss Kane, why are you making this movie? Is it a vendetta?
Absolutely not. I had heard of a former very unsuccessful treatment, and I realized that right in my own backyard, so to speak, I had the opportunity to make a film that dealt with important issues. Rape is one of them. What I really see this film to be about is a woman making her way in life. Certain elements of the story are as old as time, of course. A woman having an affair with her husband's son, it's directly out of Greek tragedy. However, in Greek tragedy, there was just one husband and one son.
So you saw the role of Natalie Hunter as a vehicle for your acting talents?
Yes, I did. I wanted the opportunity to try to get into the mind of someone who was so unlike myself. I thought that would be a tremendous challenge. Of course, I understand Natalie's ambition. That is the one thing that we do have in common.
Now, Miss Kane, who did you engage to execute the screenplay?
George Morris and Neil Cunningham, two of the finest writers in Hollywood. They have done several other films concerning social issues, and I don't think anyone could question their integrity.
And would you tell us what steps that you personally have taken to verify the accuracy of the scenes as portrayed in the screenplay?
Yes, I have followed very, very carefully the article which Miss Hunter, Mrs. Cortland, sold herself to Trend magazine. I've also consulted the court transcripts from the rape trial, and I know a lot of the people myself, the people who are involved. I was involved myself in many of the incidents. As a matter of fact, in certain cases where our paths crossed, Natalie's story is my story. And I really believe that I have a right to use my own autobiographical material in my work.
Like meeting Mrs. Cortland in the elevator shaft. Your Honor, I take your point about the limited range of these proceedings, but I would like Miss Kane's version of these scenes to be entered in connection with certain points of accuracy.
Proceed, but don't get bogged down.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mrs. Cortland has already admitted that she threatened you at gunpoint. Tell me, Miss Kane, did you, or in fact, could you have known that this gun was not loaded?
No. In fact, I still don't know that. I was terrified.
So, from your point of view, you were in a life-threatening situation.
Yes.
And once again, from your point of view, this was Mrs. Cortland's intention.
Oh, yes, obviously.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but point of view is extremely crucial to the success of a screenplay. Is that so?
Yes, of course it is. When showing a film, one can't stop and just have little explanations printed underneath as to why one is doing certain things. A film is at the beginning and at the end a story. It's not an excuse or an attempt at justification for why someone behaves the way they do.
And you have worked long and hard in your consideration of these matters, haven't you, Miss Kane?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I have. Well, I've had to. This is a serious film. This is a major film. And, well, Natalie Cortland mentions that she's quite concerned about her reputation. Well, the court must understand that I, too, am very concerned about my reputation as an artist. I can't maintain that reputation if I take cheap shots. And in any case, I'm just not that kind of person.
Thank you, Miss Kane. Your Honor, that concludes our testimony.
Mr. Hines.
This is your first attempt as a filmmaker.
Everyone has to start somewhere. Orson Welles made a first film, Citizen Kane. Oh, no relation.
To conduct this research that you think so much of, you broke into Mrs. Cortland's apartment.
Your Honor, I would like to point out that criminal matters are not at issue in this hearing. I would further like to note that Mr. Hines himself, with Mrs. Cortland's power of attorney, asked that charges not be pressed in this case, presumably because he felt they were insubstantial. And I would further like to submit that this is no time for him to change his mind.
Point taken.
You speak with some passion about integrity and accuracy. Why did you not approach Mrs. Cortland for her point of view?
Mrs. Cortland expressed her point of view in the article that she herself sold to Trend magazine.
It may be of some relevance to the issue of intent to cause distress. To ask you one more question, Miss Kane. Do you like Mrs. Cortland? Do you wish her well?
I wish her justice.
I'm through with cross-examination, Your Honor.
You may step down. Closing statement, Mr. Montgomery.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, we ask that the plaintiff's motion for injunction be denied on grounds of prior restraint. If Mrs. Cortland wants to take us to trial, then she can charge slander and libel after the Natalie Hunter story is produced, but not before. Now, we stand by the facts. A public person has a limited right of privacy, and truth is defense to libel. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Montgomery. Mr. Hines?
Your Honor, cloaking this outrage in issues of freedom of speech is ludicrous, and Mr. Montgomery well knows it. Miss Kane's motives are greed and revenge, and no constitution on earth protects them. The evidence and the theories we have presented give ample merit for granting an injunction based on the irreparable harm my client and her infant son will suffer if this film is produced.
Thank you. Court is recessed while I deliberate in my chambers.
All rise.
We're a shoo-in.
Hope you're right.
Don't look so glum. We've won.
Don't be too sure. We were weakest on intentional infliction of distress because of your history with Natalie. But you were good. You were very good.
All My Children will continue in a moment.
There's a bonus in there for you, Walter.
Let's hear the verdict first.
How can we lose? We have right on our side.
I just want it to be over and forgotten.
Some things are never forgotten. But we're almost there, Natalie. Almost.
All rise. This hearing is back in session. Judge L.D. Cranshaw presiding. Take your seats.
Thank you for your patience. To begin with, the court is troubled by a conflict between two individuals. the plaintiff, Natalie Hunter, and the defendant, Erica Kane. Now, it is clear to this court that the intent to inflict personal distress is there for both parties, both in the past and at the present time. In fact, allegations of criminal misconduct are not within the jurisdiction of this civil case and should be pursued elsewhere. The present is what we're concerned with here. Now, the weighty First Amendment question of privacy versus freedom of speech gives the court considerable pause. Miss Kane's testimony seems to support the personal vendetta theory explained by Mr. Hines. And Mrs. Cortland's admission that she threatened the defendant with a gun further strengthens that position. Because of the irreparable harm that could result to the plaintiff and the indications that this infliction of distress formed in large part the motive of the filmmaker, this court grants an injunction to stop the production of the Natalie Hunter story effective immediately.
Objection! This can't be possible. Your Honor, surely you've made a mistake.
Have you seen any proofs around here?
No. A chance to see what the competition is doing a month ahead of time.
You know the rules.
Barbara's not bound by them.
It is such good news about Sky. I am so happy for you both.
Thank you. Have you found your new advice columnist yet?
No, I haven't, not yet.
Well, research says it's our most popular feature. Yeah, get on it.
You know what? It's really a hindrance to have servants sometime. I mean, they really interfere with the mess.
This is the best you can do. They're really boring.
Listen, Barbara, you think maybe we could have a little talk? I mean, when you have a moment.
Me?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a call.
It's not too late to make changes.
It changes. Adam, it is written and illustrated. My people worked nights for 2 weeks on this.
I didn't say don't use it. I said use something else for the cover.
Like what?
Just happens I have an idea.
Oh.
This is the election suggested, actually. A sort of after the fall look at politicians is the way I see it. The ones that didn't win. Where they are now and how they got there.
Go on.
Ken Green. 3 years ago, booted right out of the legislature for tax fraud. Contact the IRS. Find out if a leopard can indeed change its spots. Is he really reformed, or is it just easier to be sleaze in private life?
Ken Green.
Ken Green. Another one. At least two more I can think of, as a matter of fact, in this state. Paul Turner. Kickbacks, bribery, if I recall correctly.
And don't forget Travis Montgomery.
What a good idea. Yes. Campaign fund mismanagement.
I suppose you want him on the cover, right?
Now I know why I hired you. One clever idea after another.
Read my lips, Adam. No.
Read mine, Barbara. I want his face on the newsstands by August.
Well, well, I am truly blessed. Imagine that, a Chandler visit a Swope.
You can leave us alone.
I'll be right outside.
I really missed you, Ross. What do you want?
Answers. I want answers. About Homer.
Who?
Homer! Your brother.
You know, I'm getting mighty worried about you, Ross.
Don't touch me.
You're kind of peaked, kind of edgy. You know, a man of the cloth like myself might figure a guilty conscience.
What do I have to feel guilty about?
You still having those nightmares you had in prison?
You were there when he died. I remember you.
You're haunted by ghosts, son, aren't you? Yeah. Lord moves in mysterious ways. Maybe the Swopes finally getting their revenge.
No revenge! He left my mother. Stewart killed him. I was there. I saw the body.
Yeah. You saw it. So did I.
What did you see?
Some people can't keep a secret.
I want to know what happened.
Can.
I want to know what happened.
Guard!
I want the answers from you, Swope.
Guard, would you please escort me to my jail cell?
Pleasant dreams. Swope! I want the answers!
So, who needs the favor?
Mark Dalton.
You see, he had to back out of scoring Erica's movie. It was a decision that involved his family, but he's ready to sail. He wants to work.
So where do I come in?
Well, I figured since you know people in his business, I mean, you've got connections, New York, California, I thought maybe you might run across someone who needs a musician who's as good as he is. He's very good, you know.
You know, as it happens, there is a job coming open, and he might be interested in it. Tell you what, why don't you send him by later today, and we can talk.
You mean it?
For you, brother, anytime. You just give me a call, okay?
All right.
And I gotta get back to work, so, oh, how's Sky?
We're waiting.
Well, I'm looking forward to spending some time with her.
You will. Hey, thanks.
You bet, brother.
All right.
Mind if I join you? You look beautiful.
Thank you.
So, is that how it is now?
How what is?
I figured after the shooting the other night that the Wallingfords would fill you in on my past, scare you off.
They didn't know I was with you, and I don't scare off that easily.
But you do know who I am and what I did?
Well, Aunt Phoebe found out that I was with you later.
I'm a different man. I've changed.
I know you are.
I think Judge Cranshaw should be investigated. I bet $1 million that Palmer Cortland bribed her to make that judgment. Can you imagine? Can you imagine making a judgment in favor of Natalie's little feelings as opposed to the freedom of speech? Well, she will be laughed off the circuit by the Court of Appeals.
Erica, the appeals process is a very complicated, time-consuming, and most of all, very, very expensive.
Who cares? We can handle it. The question is how long and how can we speed up this process? I want you to hire every good lawyer you can find. And don't even mention Travis's name because he's behind me 100%, as you well know.
Yes, I know. The point I'm trying to make is that I don't think we're going to make this movie this year.
I am not listening to negative comments, Jack. This was a setback. That's all it was, a setback. We certainly have not lost the war.
You're the boss.
I'll get even with Palmer for this. I will make him face up to the fact that he has married a slime. Excuse me, I'll get it.
Congratulations.
I beg your pardon?
I have the most exciting news for you.
Well, you come in.
Hello,
Yes,
Good night to you.
Well, I suppose you've heard about this AIDS benefit that we're all sponsoring?
No, Phoebe, I'm sorry. I've been extremely busy. I don't know anything about it.
Oh, well, we're all getting behind it, and Palmer has had the most marvelous idea.
Oh, well, frankly, I really couldn't care less about Palmer's ideas. Now, we are still quite busy, if you will excuse
Erica, this is to raise money for AIDS. Now, the idea is that we're going to have a house tour, and the wonderful news I have to share with you is that your lovely home has been selected.
Phoebe, are you kidding? The way everybody in this town slammed their doors in my face when I wanted to shoot my movie here. Forget it, Phoebe. No way.
But you're one of our most distinguished citizens. You cannot refuse.
I will not let one of those ungrateful wretches into my home.
But make her listen to reason.
Erica, I can't go back to the committee and say that I failed.
Excuse me, Phoebe. Who's on this committee? What is this committee?
Well, it's for AIDS, as I said, and Enid Nelson is involved. Palmer Cortland is giving Cortland Manor. Jeremy Hunter is, well, he's getting together an art auction. Everybody who's anybody in Pine Valley is involved. And that means you must be too, Erica.
Jeremy?
Yes. And Natalie, of course, since she's married to Palmer, but I don't expect to get much work out of her.
Palmer and Jeremy and Natalie?
Oh, I know how you feel about them, Erica, but couldn't you put their feelings aside for a humanitarian issue? Just for one day, for a good cause?
Yes, of course I could. I would be thrilled to participate. I would be just thrilled.
Oh, bravo.
I can't believe that you don't like my idea.
What, a hatchet job on Travis?
I'm a publisher. I want to sell magazines. Now, who knows the ins and outs of politics better than my editor? It's a natural for you.
I won't do it.
I thought you had guts. Think about it. What are you doing back here?
My wife lives here, Adam. I haven't had much chance to talk to her lately. We have some catching up to do. Barbara?
Hi, Tom. Adam tells me Sky's doing very well.
She is asleep.
I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
Give her my best.
I'll wait upstairs. He doesn't deserve her.
There you go. To composure under fire.
We won.
You should never have doubted it.
I didn't. Well, all right, I almost let her get to me, but you kept me strong. You.
Hey, you wore the bracelet.
For luck.
It worked.
Yes.
We work, Natalie. You and me.
Thank you.
Quit the game playing, Erica. Tell me, what are you up to?
My goodness, Jackson, you insist on seeing me as a schemer,
Yeah, well,
don't
it takes
you?
one to know one. Now tell me, why did you change your mind about this house tour?
I'm a very generous woman. I always give to charity. You know that about me.
Uh-huh. What I know about you is that you're definitely up to something. But if you don't trust me enough to let me in on it, that's fine. Now, if you excuse me, I have to call the coast. I need to keep Manny apprised.
Wait a minute. Tell me something. Once this injunction to stop the movie has been granted, is there any way to turn it around except this appeal?
Only if Natalie's lawyer decides to lift it, and that's not going to happen.
It will if Palmer tells Hines to lift the injunction.
Now, why would he do that? Do you really think Palmer's going to change his mind?
Oh, when Palmer finds out what Natalie is doing with Jeremy? Yes, Jack, I do. And the beautiful thing is, I know exactly how to arrange that.
Tonight, following moonlighting, Elliot seeks out Mike's advice as he faces his first date since his separation on 30-something. Now stay tuned for One Life to Live next.